Hello, everybody. Good evening from Panama. Another beautiful day. Countdown to Christmas. Hope everyone's ready. We did our shopping for dinner today. Get everything ready. Preparing. We're gonna have it at our house. Have some friends over, and we're the only ones that set up a Christmas tree, so it makes sense that it'll be at our house. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Doug, will all this crazy go away when the bull comes? No, it ain't going away. Halo Quail, good evening. Hey, everybody, evening, Randy. Hi, Ted. Randers, greetings from the Great White North. Yeah, I've been seeing the pictures and stuff. Wow, I don't know how you guys do it. Chico, good to see you. Hello, Corey. Locations undisclosed. Mud Dog, sounds like you're in the deep south, man. Probably got your big 4x4 jacked up, going out in the swamps and shit. going and catching those catfish, taking the 22 out and shooting the gators. That sounds like what you do, Mud Dog. Critical Passion, good to see you, sir. Hexkin Greenhorn, welcome. Soldier Pete, good to see you again. Just copy paste, eh? Just copy paste. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Come get me, aliens. Mango Junkie. Well, today was an interesting day in the markets. We had the CPI come in, and it was lower than they thought it was going to be. So immediately the markets responded, and everyone was like, "Oh, there's no reason for the Fed to increase the rates as much, right?" So everyone got really excited, and we saw Bitcoin go up. We saw Hex go up. Hex was up 10% earlier today. We saw the stock markets go up, and gold and silver. Gold went up $40 an ounce for a moment. So that was all pretty cool. I think silver even went up $1 an ounce all in one day, and that's not normal. So yeah, people are thinking that. I guess the sentiment is that people think that the Fed won't be continuing to raise rates as much as they were. They'll slow down. I don't think they're going to slow down. Yeah, it'll be less, but they're still going to do a half a point, right? Half a point next month, half a point the month after that, or whatever. It's just going to keep going. So this is war. They're going to keep doing it. So don't get too excited. Now, I also wanted to talk about something that's quite important to all of us, and that is the news today that came out about CSW, or Fake Toshi, who Richard calls him Fake Toshi. He put out a report that he did analysis of all the crypto exchanges and found out that across all the crypto exchanges, there's 26 million Bitcoin for sale, which is kind of odd considering there's only, was it 19 million Bitcoin mined so far, and the max cap of Bitcoin will be 21 million. So if that news comes out to be true, that all the exchanges they've got fake coins on there, that is absolute tragedy. But what can we expect from centralized crypto, right? They're bankers, they're scammers, they do what they do. Now, what if it comes out that, excuse me, a lot of these exchanges use the same pools? Then it'll probably come out better. But I don't think that CSW he would know better than to put out something saying that that it was a fraud. Well, maybe he wouldn't, knowing his history. So I thought that was pretty bizarre. Let's look at a chart here. Oh, wrong one. What that caused. And when that news came out, we saw outflows of Bitcoin just absolutely leaving the Binance exchange. This is the net outflows. Look at this. People are like, they're getting nervous. They're getting nervous. Oh, shit. Got to get out of here. So it's like some people had some knowledge before. They started heating up. And then look at this. It's like a big snowball going down the hill, and people are trying to get out. A bank run, as we say in the traditional markets, right? When everyone finds out that the bank doesn't have enough money to pay all of its holders, well, that's what's going on with Bitcoin on exchanges right now, and Binance is the biggest one. There's another chart. This was today. At one point, they were at negative $5.5 billion worth of USD outflows leaving the exchange. This is just scary stuff. I mean, you guys know what it looks like when a bank's going out of business. That's what it looks like. Net outflows. And the difference is with what we're operating with compared to traditional bank is that all it takes for us is a click of the mouse. So what I was surprised, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows any different information, is that Binance did not stop withdrawals. They didn't say, oh, you can't withdraw. Kudos to them. They let people continue to withdraw. I wonder how much they have until it's empty. That's the question. Are your funds SAFU? It's a good question. So be careful out there, folks, if you're using centralized exchanges. If FTX didn't teach you, well, let's go back to 2017. If Cryptopia didn't teach you, and then FTX didn't teach you, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, and now Binance, then I don't know who's going to help you. You're just dense. Seriously. I cannot believe people tweeting out there like, oh, I think I've learned my lesson. You haven't learned shit. You keep giving your keys over to other people and letting people have your coins. And my dog's like, nailed it. He's a resident croc hunter, or not croc hunter, gator hunter. You guys got gators in the U.S. We got crocs down here. Luke Duke, see you, sir. Hey, J-Man. Black Label Expat, good to see you, sir. I went out and had Colombian arepas today, bro. Those shits should be illegal. Something I can only do like once a year, though. Hello, Hexagons. You guys can probably hear my arteries clogging up from here. Chicharron. You guys know what chicharron is? It's fried pigskin. So they have bits of chicharron inside the arepa. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. 26 million Bitcoin. Absolutely. Trillion hex for sale, anyone? Hey, jerk. How you doing? Bright Light Crypto. What up, Hexkins? It's been a while. Yes, it has. Not your keys, not your coins. J-Man, it's the truest story in crypto. We know this. I knew this before I even became a Richard Hart fan. I was a big Trace Mayer guy. Trace Mayer was the one who kept me straight, the one that got me out of trading, because he had hard-hitting words. He called me a degenerate gambler. It was December 2018, or December 2017, right before Bitcoin hit its all-time high. And I told him I just lost 7 Bitcoin in September with the China ban Bitcoin news. And I was telling him the story, and he's like, oh, man. He goes, I don't feel bad for you because you're a degenerate gambler. And I was like, come on, Trace. That sucks, man. It shouldn't have happened. It was all fake news. He goes, well, you shouldn't have your coins on the exchanges. You shouldn't be trading with leverage. And I stopped. Yeah, I dabbled a couple of times after that, but never like I used to, you know. Leverage trading is a way to get absolutely wrecked. Do not do it, folks. Do not. Now, all of the haters of Hex who want to short Hex when fiat.io comes out on PulseChain, please short Hex. I like to see you guys do that. What sexes mean is they have paper BTC that they claim on their books. When the tag goes out and the music turns off in musical chairs. Yep, exactly. It's paper BTC, just like the whole gold and silver market right now. It is teetering on falling apart because over 95% of all the silver and gold out there is not silver and gold. It's just paper, right? When you hear somebody selling billions of dollars worth of gold in one day in New York, they're not selling the physical. They're selling the paper version. And there's like 5,000 other people selling the same silver of paper motorcycles. So when that wheel stops, man, silver and gold are going to rocket. Just warning y'all. If you don't have any exposure to silver and gold, pay attention. Same thing with Bitcoin. If you don't have physical, or not physical, but Bitcoin in your own wallets, you don't own Bitcoin. Let's let them pass. These aren't even like really nice pocket rockets. These guys got tiny little bikes. It's got loud mufflers. Hello, Marion. Good to see you. Reporting for class, TechX. Tonight, better late than never. You're 7 minutes late. Binance pauses USD withdrawals. Did they really? Okay. Texidle, thank you. So verified USDC withdrawals have been paused. Because if we saw that first chart, I'm not going to pull it up again, but we'll look at it. It said it had about 15 million. It was 15 million, then 14.5 million, then 14 million every hour. It was like, wow. It was cascading out of Binance. People were like, I'm getting my money off the exchanges. Oh, yeah, J-Man. Love Chicharron. I don't love Chicharron, but I love it in my arepas. That's the only place I like it. My wife, she'll eat it, but I What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying. These people don't listen. Does the Icosa premium ever even go away now, or is the seemingly infinite inflation kill it in the long term? Counter, let's pull up the chart real quick. Dun-dun-dun. Right now, the inflation is killing it. We're down to 52.18 cents, and that's probably going to continue dropping all the way through to when is it? Eight weeks from now is when the next large chunk of auctions happens. That's my guess, and we'll find a bottom soon because there's so much inflation right now. But that will slow down, so I wouldn't worry too much. We're all getting, the inflation rate is high, but if you're staked with your Icosa, you're still doing fine because you're getting paid massive amounts of inflation. Someone who is not staked, ouch, that hurts. When Hex turns around and the Hex price starts going back up, Icosa will fly. RJ Quattrocinco, good to see you. Have you proved your manhood to your family and put duct tape around a crocodile mouth? Daniel Vogel, I will not be doing that. I got a story about this. So when I was here in 97, but deployed here, I used to go out fishing almost every weekend. So I think my Navy buddies in here who were with me at that time, we used to go rent the pontoon boats. If you guys know who go on lakes, pontoon boats are popular on lakes because the water's stable, there's not much waves, so they're good to use. And they're great for fishing. So we would go out, there'd be 8 of us on the pontoon, and we'd all be on different sections of the boat. And I was in the front of the boat, and I decided to sit down and dangle my feet in the water. Now, granted, I'm from the Great Lakes area, Finger Lakes and Great Lakes in upstate New York. So I grew up on Lake Ontario, Canandaigua Lake, and those lakes where we don't have crocs, right? Or even caiman or anything like that. So I'm sitting there, I'm dangling, I'm having a good old time. Man, the guide comes up and he grabs me by my neck and he yanks me back. He said, no, senor, no. Crocodilos. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Yes, sir. Oh boy, put the fear of God in me. Blackaroni, what's up? Canada banned margin trading. Duganator. There's going to be ways to do that without Canada knowing, right? I welcome all the people that are going to use their VPNs and they're going to send them to Panama so they can continue to margin trade. You short on Famous, I think. Is it Famous? Okay. Well, we'll know Thursday night. Buck is coming on the show from Famous. He's going to talk about it. Buckaroni, thank you. Sacrifice it all, guys. Sacrifice it all. I didn't sacrifice much, but not for PulseChain. A lot for PulseX, but not for PulseChain. And I guess tell you, I had lunch with Hexagon the other day, and man, he has got to be the luckiest guy I ever met. Seriously, he was just watching YouTube one day, and the algorithm showed him Richard Hart. He had received his mom had passed away. He had received this large amount of money, and it was just like 8 weeks before the AA opened. So he then put money into the AA for the first year, over the course of the first year, and his first bit was on like day 10, something like that. And yeah, it was a crazy amount, right? He beat me because I put all my money in up to day 10, and then I didn't put any more money until after the God whale came in. I just figured because Hex is going down, I'm like, okay, I got my money in there. If it ever rebounds, great. I didn't have any idea that God whale would cause it to do what it did. Well, this gentleman then, a lawyer told him, a tax attorney told him, look, taxes are coming up. The best thing you could do is get rid of this money. And he had millions at this time because it was 2021. He had cashed out much of his Hex, and he decided to put high six figures into PulseChain sacrifice and high six figures into PulseX sacrifice. And I'm sitting across the table. I looked at my wife. I was like, holy hell, how do we keep having lunch with these people that have done stuff like this? And I consider myself a crypto OG, and I didn't have the foresight to do such a thing. But this gentleman who is new to crypto, he even admitted to me barely knew how to use the wallet. His a family member had to help him use the wallet. I'm like, my God, where have I failed? Like these people, I had the foresight to participate, but not like that. That was amazing. Like I said, I totally gave up on Hex after in February. The price was down so low. I'm like, oh wow, well maybe I was wrong about this one. Maybe everyone who's calling it a scam were right. And I said, well, if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. I wasn't smart enough to put more money in at that time because I had already been ripped and torn apart on Twitter, and my happiness was already stolen. Right? I had lost the war, and it didn't take it. When the God whale came in, that's when I turned that frown upside down, and I got really motivated for Hex again. This is the best thing ever. Sex's crypto is cosplay crypto. It sure is. Yeah, exactly. Randy, when do you believe the bear market will end? I'm thinking it will end at the beginning of spring, hopefully. Yeah, May. Yeah, I totally agree with a lot of people on May. It could just fluctuate from now on until May. Like I said, we got a green Oryx indicator for both Bitcoin and Ethereum for December. We have a green Oryx indicator for Hex in November. Bitcoin and Ethereum also had a green Oryx indicator in November, but they lost it. And that was due to FTX. FTX totally destroyed Bitcoin and Ethereum last month. So if we can have a couple more months, maybe we're going to have a red Oryx indicator the next month, and then it goes to green again, then red, then green. Then we know we've been fighting. There's a battle going on. Just like when we were at the top, you had the green for like 14 months, and then it went red, then green, then red, then we headed down. So that's the kind of battle I'm expecting right now. That's what I expect for crypto, and that includes Hex. Now, when it comes to PulseChain, when this thing comes out, Lord have mercy. That is the true beginning of the bull market. I think everyone's attention is going to be turned to the new toy, and everyone's going to get excited again. Everyone's going to want to participate. You're going to get 10, 20, 30, 100 X's in the first couple of months probably, and everyone will be rushing back trying to get some money into crypto. For those of us who didn't lose our money on the centralized exchanges. You like physical gold and silver? Me too, J-Man. If you guys down below, you can sign up for Load. Load, when you get the AUX and AGX tokens, when you do want to take delivery, you can actually turn your coins into physical gold and silver and have it delivered to your house. Drunk clown just called me little man. What? Don't put up with that. Come on. What the hell's going on? Okay. Using a different profile in Chrome did the job for me to have Aurochs and MMM on the same computer. Thanks to all you guys. Daniel Vogel? Yep. That's how you do it. Hex Enthusiast, good to see you. Zen is fire. Captain Cash. I don't know if Zen is fire yet. It could be in the future, but that's why I'm doing the casino play, right? Because I do not know what's going to happen with Zen. So what does it cost me? Yeah, $3 transaction to place some bets. If you guys, I mean, seriously, if you don't know what to buy right now, besides Hex and Hedron and Icosa or any of those plays, then maybe do a couple transactions in Zen and put it out 440 days. And who knows, that's going to be the middle of the bull market, I think, or maybe like the first third. And you might 10x the fee that it costs. So you might get $30 out of it, or maybe you get 100x. Maybe it's $300. Who knows? We'll hope. Zen is down 100x. Look, guys, Zen is not anything. There is no Zen yet. The price charts are the price charts, but it doesn't really exist yet. We will not know anything until the next bull run, when the ETH fees go through the roof. Lazy boy. Whoa, I'm watching live. Are you in the UK? I mean, in Europe? It's crap. Actually, it's not. I don't think it's crap. It's just code. Smash the likes. Thank you, J-Man. 3 years from now, people will be chasing yield on exchanges again. All lined up. Look for a middleman to get their money to. All will be forgotten, just like Gox. You know it's true. People cannot help themselves. There'll be a new BlockFi. There'll be a new Celsius. They'll be backed by Chase Manhattan Bank, or like this one right here, Ka de Oros. That's what's going to happen. Zen can go much lower, guys. Go much lower. But if you guys watched my short I made today from last night, I talked about why it will turn around. Interesting stream as usual. FYI, Genius launched on ETH Chain, Binance, Poly, and Avalanche today. Will be copied on PulseChain when it launches. Dr. Hex, thanks for the information. I won't buy Genius. I mean, I already have Hex. But I applaud the guys for getting it launched. Icosa inflation is high, but the yield is the best place to be in the bear market, making hundreds per day, even with prices down. Exactly, Tone. I can't complain. I don't have a ton staked, but it's enough. Sometimes I wish I could share numbers with you guys, but I know it'll end up biting me in the ass, so I can't do that. To the lowest decimal and then renamed on sexes as 1,000 Zen. Did you sacrifice a little for famous? Cool. I did not put famous. I did fiat.io though. That's the one I sacked for. Yeah. But I don't know how that works if ETH fees go back up to where they were during the bull market. How are people going to mint? They're not going to be able to afford to. So if you know supply and demand, you'll understand how it works. Good for him, but it's hard hearing it because I had the reverse luck of going all in on Hex money and going to zero with all my millions of Hex gone. How are your Hex gone? I don't get it. Good for him, but it's hard hearing it because I had the inverse luck of going all in on Hex money. What's Hex money? And going to zero with all my millions of Hex gone. I'm confused wall to wall. I went almost, by April of 2020, I was almost all in on Hex and turned out very good for me. I staked mine. RH mentioned something about 600 million sitting in stable coins. What does he mean? 600 million sitting in stable coins? Is that from the sacrifice? It could be, that might be what he's talking about, but unless I hear the exact statement, I can't speculate on what he said. Nobody wants a worthless copy of a stable. That's true. I've heard Hex Lion and Ellen Bittner, they were on with Crypto Coffee yesterday. They were talking about one of the strategies for when it's my son, when PulseChain launches, that keep some stables in your Ethereum wallet. So when the bridge launches, you could bring those over as wrapped stables and start buying up Hex or PulseChain or PulseX, anything like that. I never thought of doing that, but the copies are going to be worthless. So you're not doing it for the copies. You're doing it so that you can pick up a bunch of stuff for cheap. And I mentioned that I love the ratio trade. And like I said, if PulseChain launches and quickly one Pulse buys me, say 20 PulseX, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to move some of that Pulse into PulseX. To me, that's a fair trade. It's going to do very well. What if PulseX drops to 4 zeros and a 2 or 4 zeros and a 3, and then PulseChain is 2 zeros and a 3? That's a 100x difference. Well, guess what? Pick up some PulseX. It's an easy ratio trade, but know what you're doing before you do it, because you can make a click, buy, sell, and you didn't pay attention to your zeros and you just got nuked. So go slow, take a deep breath, have a plan, be ready. All I want for Christmas is version 3. I'm telling you, man. I am so jaded with not having it. I want version 3 because I want to put in lots of hours of practice before the real one launches. Version 2P is great and all that, okay? But it's not the real, it's not going to be what the real thing is, right? Version 3 is going to be the real deal. So I want to play with it. Captain Cash for Charles King of Crypto must respect to his knowledge in all great projects. We will see how this PulseChain and PulseX goes, guys. He did a great job with Hex. And because he did such a great job with Hex, that's why so many of us trusted him with a lot of our financial future. Yes, he will, J-Man. Almost every crypto influencer now, like influencers like BitBoy and those guys, they're all behind Richard now. They're waiting for PulseChain. Hi, James. Good to see you. Aren't physical gold and silver Quicksilver strippers? What are you talking about, Chico? Lazy guy. Okay, good morning to you. Get that coffee out. Oh, I gotta tell a story about coffee. Look, I don't drink coffee anymore. Especially, I drink decaf. I don't drink caffeinated. And I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, but decaf's not healthy." Well, when I drink caffeinated coffee, I'm an instant asshole. And I noticed it this morning. So I'm sitting on the couch and my wife's doing something. She did some kind of transaction and she tells me the stuff. She gives me the numbers. And I started because she wasn't making sense with her numbers. And I started getting loud, right? It's like, what the fuck? Those numbers make no sense. And I had just had a cup of coffee because my decaf ran out. So I drank some of hers. And that shit was like gasoline. And I was a total asshole. I'm like, oh, babe, I'm sorry. One more reason not for me to drink coffee. Caffeine and me don't mix. Some people, this doesn't do good for them. I'm one of them. How much do you think ETH will drop after the Shanghai upgrade? I don't even know what that's such a key question, man. I have no idea what the Shanghai upgrade is. I have no idea. I don't know. What is it going to do? What is the effects of the Shanghai upgrade? Is that when the people get their stakes back? Is that what it is? If it does, a lot of people will sell. Any coin can go lower or higher than you ever think possible. Well, we saw that with Hex. Ask Johnny. Ask anybody. We had no clue that Hex was going to go over 10 cents. I sat on many a show in 2021, early 2021, and everyone's like, well, Randy, what do you think the price of Hex is going to do by the end of the year? I'm like, 2.5 cents. I said, that's a very logical, very conservative price. I said it so many times, I got tired of saying it. Well, it did way more than that. It did 22x what I thought it was going to do. X-Ray Vision, I got a C word to share thanks to the people that helped you hit 7,000 subs. Yes. How do I share it, Hexray Vision? My subs, we had a deal where if I get above 7,000 subs, we're gonna do some kind of giveaway. So yes, let's do it. Is it just me, or does this next bull bear market seem to be lining up to be layer one centered? Every project and their mother is starting a new chain named after their coin. Connor, it is true. Layer one or a layer two, right? So that they can have something in their name, which is great. My son needs to go to bed. He's starting to get whiny. I missed the sack for fiat. Oh, J-Man. I don't even know why I caught it. Maybe it was Motley or somebody was tweeting something out, and I said, "Oh, I got to get on that because I had already gotten on liquid loans." So I said, "You know what? They're kind of similar, so let's go into both. So whichever one succeeds, I participate in both. Maybe they both work out. I also need another goal to work on for the next C word reveal. If anybody's got a good idea for a goal for Hexray Vision, let's do it." Yes. Randy's my homie. I'm leaving bot check. I was so pissed about that the other day. So if you guys don't know, I used to do all the live streams for Ediswap, and now they're called Ediverse. And Mike Patel is a good friend of mine. We go back many years. We shared a stage once in Czech Republic. I just happened to go to a crypto event, and someone recognized me, and I went up on stage and got to talk and all that kind of stuff like that. And Mike was there too. And so we were friends, and we did Ediswap together. I helped him launch it, and did okay. It wasn't anything like Hex did, but I mean, out the gate, I think the most it did was about a 12x or something like that. So it was okay during the bull market, but not great. Well, we had a AMA last week, and he hadn't done one like since me going before I went to Europe. Man, their team hired bots, and that's what Paul's referring to. The bots were all over. Like when you see my chat normally, it's totally organic. The people who are watching is organic, everything. And the next day, he was mad at me because I challenged him on a question. He believes in centralized, the SEX, and I believe in the DEX, right? I'm a decentralized crypto guy, and he's a centralized crypto guy. He doesn't believe that Hex is decentralized. So he thinks you practically called me a fool for believing that Hex was decentralized and saying all these things to me. And I called him out on the bots. He goes, "Well, the video with us is like your best performing video of the month." And I showed my analytics. I said, no, it's actually number 9 or something like that. And you guys, it took bots for you to do that. Fucking bots. I didn't appreciate that. So I told the team that I'm not doing live streams for them anymore because I don't want YouTube having any excuse to ban my channel. I just tell myself PulseChain is a myth. It won't be it won't be a myth for long. It's going to be here. Like I've said many times, when is PulseChain launching? Okay. So Richard could be waiting on the Uniswap to be available, the version 3 Uniswap to no longer have a copyright. If that's true, then we're looking at May. Or Richard could be waiting for the bottom of the market, because I've been saying for 6 months that I think Richard's waiting for the bottom of the market, so that's all blue skies above, and we can come out look just like the t-shirt, come out of the red and go into the blue, and then green, whatever. So if that happens, cool. Those are the two things I think that he's waiting on. So if he wants the bottom of the market, that's going to be coming in the next month or two, I believe. If he's waiting for the Uniswap version 3 to be available so that he can copy paste that for PulseX, then that's going to be in May. It's only two things I could think of. What the hell else could there be? It's copy paste, right? Copy pasta. RH is becoming very popular. He sure is. When I drink caffeinated coffee, I turn into an asshole. I don't drink caffeine, guys. Remember, I told you how did I beat my high blood pressure and those kind of things? One of the things I gave up was coffee, and I did that a long time ago, like 18 months ago or so. When we were in Mexico, I gave up caffeinated coffee. I still, when we go to Starbucks and stuff, I'll still have a coffee, but in the morning it does not work for me. So I had to give it up. Rod bet 200K on PulseX, patiently waiting. God, you guys are ballers. I'm an experienced ICO guy. I did like 40 projects. And the most I ever did in an ICO is what I did for the sacrifice for PulseX. That was the most I ever did in anything, by about 2x. I'm just not that trusting. And I made a TikTok long time ago when PulseChain was getting ready to have a sacrifice phase. And I was on my rooftop and I said, I'm not giving up my hex. I'm just not doing it. Hex is my baby. And the second I said hex is my baby, lightning went across behind me. It was the coolest freaking live stream or little TikTok that I've made. And my friend made an image out of it, but lightning behind me and stuff. It was really cool. Does Panama have good cigars? No, Jamin. The cigars that you can find here are going to be imported from Cuba, which, yeah, if you like Cuban cigars, they're everywhere here. I cold brew mine for 48 hours, makes the hairs in the back of my neck stand up. Love that shit, Bobby. Yes, Shanghai upgrade is with e-stakes unlock. There you go. Okay, so I guessed right. So when that does happen, that's going to be a lot of ETH coming back to market, and we're in a bear market. People need money. I've heard people talk about it already. Oh man, I wish I didn't send my 32 ETH to get staked. 32 ETH right now is almost 40 grand. So people are going to cash out for sure. Hey man, I didn't know about Pulse Doge until Pulse Trump Coin gave me Pulse Doge rewards. Now I'm a Pulse Doger. Hey, awesome. Speaking of, I actually have the tweet up. There you go. Thanks for coming in. You reminded me about this. Pulse Doge, guys, for those of you who follow me, I'm a big Pulse Doge fan. I got my Pulse Doge socks. Let me pull them out. Gifted to me by one of our friends in Edinburgh, or he lives in Glasgow. Got my socks. They're launching on ETH. So for those of you guys who are like, oh, I don't like Pulse Doge because it's a coin on BSC. I feel you. I understand. Well, now it's coming to Ethereum. So it's launching with a zero circulating supply. You claim the ETH Pulse Doge by burning the BSC Pulse Doge. Now, this is not to be confused with Pulse Doge coin. This is the original Pulse Doge win. As you can see, the meme here with the dog. The burn tokens from BSC will make up the circulating supply on ETH. ETH Pulse Doge copies the Pulse chain. BSC does not. Be prepared. So it's happening over the next, I think it's 6 days now. They don't have an exact moment when it's going to happen. It's just going to go live. So they're trying to keep it, they're keeping it under wraps. The second it's available, they'll have the link up and they'll show you the ETH version, and you'll be able to go over and burn. Pretty cool. So, hey, thanks for reminding me. I had the tweet all ready to go. Bobby Hexerod, you're gonna have me dreaming about brewing coffee tonight. My wife likes that strong shit, man. She's a typical petite woman with really, really, really low blood pressure. You can barely feel her pulse. As a nurse, that's the kind of stuff we talk about. I'm like, baby, are you alive? So caffeine doesn't do anything to her. B-Roots is tweeting about Pulse Trump coin the other day. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Marshawn, just grab that ball and run him over. Do the beast mode on his ass. I hope he can. B-Roots, I was watching him in one of his live streams yesterday. I like watching him. He's pretty knowledgeable, but he does like to shill some stuff that I think is pretty sketchy. People used to think Pulse Doge win is sketchy, but dude, it's almost 2 years old. Considering how long we have waited so far, May doesn't seem so bad. Lazy boy, it's still bad. Well, before we know it, we'll be in January, right? We're halfway through December. We're 13th of December. Holy crap. Time is flying so fast. It seems like every day we're doing something. Tonight we're down at the park, and Argentina won their match today, the World Cup match. I'm not watching the World Cup, but I thought that was pretty interesting because we live on Via Argentina. This is the street right here. The people, Argentine fans, they did a walk up and down the street. Everyone had their uniforms on for Argentina, and they had their flags, and they were singing Argentine songs. And they came into the park when we were there. And my wife had I think she may have posted a video of it. I thought that was pretty cool. Those of you guys who don't live in Latin America, it's pretty awesome. I can't complain. Last night we went out to Hooters. We have Hooters here. I don't feel like I live outside the US, right? If I want fast food, which I don't do often, I could walk downstairs wherever the bank is there, that street, that's Via España. Down front we have Burger King, Subway. Down the street we have McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Carl's Jr. Everything's on the street right there. I don't even feel like I'm outside the US. Bright Light Crypto. I forget all the time. PulseChain is coming. Yeah, I know. Just saw a clip of SBF being escorted out of a Bahamian courthouse in handcuffs. I hope this isn't all theater and then they're just going to let him go. I hope something's done. As reported in Cointelegraph, the next key milestone for ETH roadmap is the Shanghai upgrade. It will enable, excuse me, it will enable ETH stakers to make withdrawals. Also, sharding may be included. And you know that PulseChain is going to get the upgrade as well. So PulseChain will have sharding. Freaking awesome. Greetings, paisano. Buonasera. Well, buonasera or buonanotte for me, probably buongiorno for you. Depending what part of the world you're in. I think you're in Canada or the US or something. Oh, guys, I don't care about this coin. Put out a poll for their Ethereum coin to drop between Hex rewards, Zen rewards, or Maxi rewards. What would you choose? Maxi as in Hex? I don't know. I would probably choose Maxi rewards because Maxi is Hex on steroids, right? It's Hex that's already staked, and they're worth more. I don't know what Maxi is today, but let's check. Let me pull up the chart real quick. Maxi is 3.959 or 3.959 cents, up 5% today. All right. Doing pretty good. It's still up about 60% over Hex. Even the most primitive societies have an innate respect for an asshole. They do. I mean, for the guys out there, tell me, who do women respect more? Do they just respect the nice guy, or do they respect the asshole? In general, they respect the asshole. It's just how life is. J-Man, yes, they are. I passed out once and fell on my face with a Cuban cigar. I've worked for 3 Wall Street firms. This is not risk. No, Rod? That's awesome. Randy, have you looked at the lack of Bitcoin dominance in this bear market? I have, sure. More first, we've been seeing ETH unlocking and dumping the BTC ETH pair will hurt us all price chart wise. Well, I mean, as you have seen, Hex is pretty much a stable coin at this point. Right now, we're almost 3 cents, and it's been between 3 and 3.5 cents for 6 months. When things do dump, Hex tends to dump a little bit too. But overall, I think we're becoming more and more decorrelated. So what happens is you got all three. We'll just use ETH. ETH is here. Hex is here. ETH takes a dump. Hex goes down a little bit, and then Hex goes back up. ETH may come back up too, but not as much as before. And then ETH takes another dump, then Hex takes a dump again, but it creeps back up while ETH stays down here. That's what's been happening, which is pretty cool to see. Z, you like tea? Nice. My wife loves tea. She makes tea every night, all different concoctions. Man, you should see her she boils it all every night. She's got all these different things. When I'm sick, she's throwing tea at me nonstop. I don't even know what's in it, but these Latinas, they know how to, between that and the Vicks Vapor Rub, these people are nuts, man. But I guess putting drugs in our system is worse. They don't immediately run to Tylenol and ibuprofen, things that are bad for your liver. They go to natural medicines. It's the 15th of December where I live. Holy crap. Have you time warped? Because right now it's the 14th in Australia. How the hell is it the 15th, Edward? What do you think of Messi? Oh, he's a damn good player. Lazy boy. He'll probably go down as one of the top 5 of all time. I don't know about CR7. CR7 he'll be up there as well. But Messi's just so humble. Because he's humble, people love him. Well, it's the 13th here for another hour and 14 minutes. I believe the Feds are going to raise rates this week. I believe so too. Half a point. Toes touched the wall first in Panama. What's that mean? What's that, Paul? PulseChain will be worth the wait. Yeah, J-Man. I know. Edward. Oh, okay. SPF got no bail because he's a flight risk. Of course he is. I'll be a flight risk too. Isn't there also a Mumbai upgrade? I've been paying attention to ETH, guys. I'm so focused on Hex and PulseChain. It goes so crazy today downtown after the Argentina game. The police closed off all the streets. They're ready for riot gear and trucks with water cannon guns. Did you make it back? I think Black Label expats in Buenos Aires. Man, I wish I was there right now. That'd be a cool party. No chew junk foods and sugar. Let's all stay healthy. Enjoy our PulseChain, PulseX wealth. More health and peace across the globe. Look, I had a Colombian arepa today. Okay, it was a temptation. It was so damn good. Man, oh man, but I could not. No. Hooters is originally a Clemson supporter. Oh, really, Rod? Didn't know that. I used to live in Tampa, and the first one was in Clearwater, Florida, and I loved it. Man, we used to go there. There's a bunch of doctors that I used to hang out with, and my brother, and every Friday we'd all go to Hooters. What a great afternoon that was. Now some good memories at Hooters. I'm hoping PLS will reach 2 pennies in 5 to 7 years, Randy. What? 2 pennies? Man, I'm not even going to try to do the math in my head because that's a lot of freaking money. Pulse to 3 cents in the year, in my opinion. J-Man, you guys going to make that arepa give me a heart attack. Is Pulse LN sacked for Pulse Doge? No, I don't think so. I never heard of Pulse LN. I have returned. How's everyone night going? Hey, Quill, it's going well. No sugar electrolyte is greater than coffee. Absolutely. I totally agree. Rando, I used to own a 2013 Golf TDI, and I loved that car. I could see why. 54 mph on highway and ran on like any other car. It was a shame when I had to turn it in. And that thing could run on oil, like cooking oil. That was the old TDI engine. That was before we changed the new clean diesel, and those engines were amazing. I'm sorry we're changing subjects here, but when a VW guy comes in with a Golf TDI statement, I get excited. The only thing I don't like about my TDI is I have to put that damn piss, the pig piss in my truck. The what's it called? Because I have the clean diesel truck, I got to put that stuff in it. My truck's not even available in the U.S. anymore. You can't even get the Touareg. If you guys are in Australia or Europe, yes, you can get my truck, but you can't buy it in the U.S. They have the new Atlas. The old Hooters waitress hiring test. The girl's toes couldn't touch the wall before her chi-chis to get the job. That's a weird test, but okay. The guys that started it were a bunch of clowns, and not literal clowns, but friends that were just horn dogs, right? So diesel exhaust fluid. Yeah, that's the stuff that goes in the catalytic converter to urea. There you go. Pig piss. Pulse Doge and Pulse Trump both aren't running sacrifices for their Ethereum drops. I respect that. Yeah. There is no sacrifice. The only thing I like about Pulse Doge is never did a sacrifice. Average price? Average price of what? Okay, let's look at the charts because we have not looked at them yet. Dun-dun-dun. All right. So Bitcoin is actually looking pretty good right now. Surprisingly, we're at 17.8, and this is the monthly. We still got the green Oryx indicator. We need to get the demand index above 0. The fear and greed is turning around, going the good way. I don't think this FUD is that bad. The FUD that we're dealing with, look at this. Bam. We just had, see, this is on the daily. The MA crossed over the EMA. So the green's over the red. Yesterday, the Oryx indicator went green, and then boom. See, this is how I used to trade. If the Oryx indicator comes out and then it paints, meaning it sticks around for the full 24 hours, the next day I would buy in. And you see what happened? It went from 17.2 up to 17.9 today. Is that right? Yes, 17.950. And now it's cooling down. So that's how I would have traded in the past. And I would have made a little bit on that, and I would have taken my profits. I no longer trade, but that's how I would have done it. Someone said the Oryx indicator doesn't work. Bullshit. The Oryx indicator is golden. You know, it doesn't work as much as good on the daily as it does the monthly. But if you de-risk and you don't get too greedy, because sometimes it'll paint green and it'll be there for like an hour, and then the price will dump, and then it'll disappear, and you're like, oh man. That's when you get stuck, right? You don't want to get stuck on a trade, or you get stomped out. So this is fear and greed still looking good. Props to Bitcoin. Same thing with Ethereum. It's not quite as bullish, but we're at 1322, up actually up a little bit more than Bitcoin, 3.83% at this point, and Bitcoin's at 3.72%. But the demand index needs to get above 0. Fear and greed's looking good too. Daily. Look at that. Very similar. See how correlated they are? These two coins. Like right now, we got this green Oryx indicator today is now officially painted because we passed the, I don't know what hour this goes on, maybe 6 p.m. or something, the UK time. So it painted, and now will be a time to go long. And the demand index is looking really good. Hex is also up 4% today. It doesn't look as, we're on the daily right here, doesn't look as positive as the other ones, just because we didn't have so much of a green dildo. It did go up to almost 3.1 cents today. And we did paint a new Oryx indicator. So you have to wait till tomorrow to get the confirmation on that for the daily. And we already know that we have it on the monthly. Let's go out to the monthly. Still have that. Let's go Hex and Hedron. This is the daily, still going green, and the demand index is creeping back towards 0. That's a very good sign for Hedron. And we had a nice candle today. It went up to 5021. That means Hedron's turning around. Let's check the weekly. I can't imagine it going much further down. Like I said last night, like everything is starting to bottom out. This is on the weekly, starting to bottom out. There's no real reason for Hedron to dump unless somebody just wants to sell and get some money to pay for groceries or something. I don't know. We'll see. Seriously, what other reason is there to sell Hedron at this point? We got another large auction coming up in 8 weeks. So people are going to probably start buying up some Hedron to get ready for those auctions. So that's going to be buying pressure. People that are minting, they're not going to sell because they want to get as much hedron as they can to prepare for the auctions. The people are going to sell are the ones that are just using it to pay bills. And there's some of you guys that are minting enough every month, maybe 200-300 million. Even some of you are getting $1 billion a month that you can sell. So what's the play with buying Pulse after launch? Oh, Ben's main. Oh, God. Yeah, this is the big question, right? I missed the sacrifice phase, and I believe that RH has said not to buy Hex on launch day back in 2019. And so I believe the same would apply. Yeah. If you don't already have PulseChain and PulseX or Hex for that matter, then wait until the bridge happens and come in with some stables to buy them using stables. That'd probably be your best bet. That's what Hex Lion's recommending. I never thought about that, but I heard it yesterday and it made sense. Normally, I would just tell you, come in, have some Hex liquid, and use that Hex. If the ratio is looking good, to pick up some PulseChain in the first 24 to 72 hours, that would probably be your best bet. So it's not, look, guys, this is an unknown. This has never happened before in crypto. We really do not know what to do. Some people have their plans and they're going to stick to their plans. My plans are totally different than everybody else's. I'm going to ratio trade. If PulseChain comes out super hot and it's say, for example, it's 10-1 to PulseX, I'm going to take some of my PulseChain and put it to PulseX. Hopefully it'll do 100x. It'd be 100 to 1 over PulseX, and I could sell a little bit of PulseChain and put it to PulseX, and I'll do massively well. Or what if Hex is dirt cheap because everyone took their Hex and they were selling their Hex to pick up PulseChain, so I can go the other way, or PulseX, whichever. That's called ratio trading. Sarah, good to see you. I refuse to learn about any more coins. Mango Junkie. My brain is so fried. When people are like, oh, Randy, what about this coin? I'm like, man, dude. I don't remember why I got interested in Zen. I think it was because of Motley. Motley said something about Zen. I'm like, you know what? That looks interesting. Let me sacrifice some or mint some wallets. And I did. If Pulse 10,000x, my bags are 3 billion. Yeah, that's amazing. There's going to be billionaires made because of PulseChain, just like there was billionaires made because of Ethereum. When Hex pumps, it's going to pump hard. Yes, it will, J-Man. It's going to pump hard because everyone's sitting on the sidelines, all these people, and they're going to just pour their money back in when they start seeing it. When it doubles and it doubles again, they're like, oh man, I'm going to get left behind. If Hex is acting like a stable coin, how could it hold up at BTC dumps? Because it's acting like a stable coin, Tom. Stable coins, there's a couple factors. One is people have lots of limit orders that are, and our limit orders aren't on exchanges, right? Our limit orders are decentralized limit orders. So it can't be manipulated by exchanges. So say for example, Johnny, he's got a bunch of limit orders set at 1.5 cents. Hex dumps, hits his limit order, and starts bouncing back right away because there's all these limit orders all the way up. Eats it up real quick. And then you'll have people that are just sitting there doing market buys, bam, 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 because they've been waiting for this opportunity. Maybe they don't know how to use limit orders. And then you have the market maker. If you guys don't know what a market maker is, please go do research. I believe Hex has a market maker. There's a team behind Hex that are help keeping the price stable. So that's my personal opinion. I can't guarantee that, but I've been around long enough to know how market makers work and how much they cost. Mango Junkie, look up Safe Moon. Oh, no, jerk. Do not look up Safe Moon. Safe Moon went all the way to zero. I mean, it got totally wrecked. Be careful with Safe Moon, guys. Tomorrow should be interesting. Hex Famous, absolutely. It's going to be a very interesting day. 100x for Pulse in a year is very reasonable. Well, Tron did it in 93 days. That's why I say Hex is going to do it in 93 days. I'm building more ladders first and finally tackling the rest of my Hex tasks. What kind of tasks you got? But ladders are so important. I wish I really understood them when I first got into Hex, because I wasted so much time by having to unstake early. I must have unstaked 15, 16 stakes because they were all coming out prior to big payday. So I had to go put them out past big payday. And what I ended up doing was overshooting. I went too far. Kind of shot myself in the foot, but it's all good. It all worked out fine. I had one really good stake come out right at the peak of the market, and that saved my ass. Yes, I'm very bullish on PulseX. Me too. Love it. What charts will we use with PulseChain in the early days? Will Dex Screener pick it all up immediately? I don't know if it'll be immediately, but I'm sure somebody in the community is already working on this solution. Think PulseChain New Year's drop? I don't know if New Year's drop. Like I said, there's two. I think either Richard's waiting on the market, timing the market for when it dips, or he's waiting on the Uniswap version 3 to become available so they can upgrade PulseX to the same as version 3. SMO Spider, thank you. Appreciate that. If PLS 10,000X, I'll have 8 million, and PLSX 10,000, I'll be 50 million. I better hold for 3 years. 10,000X is just the first step. For Richard, he laughs at 10,000X. I mean, I remember him saying, making comments about Hex. He's like, you guys, you're happy about 50-cent Hex? We're going to 10 bucks or something like that. And I'm not a definitive statement like that, but he goes, we're on our way to 10 bucks. About to sneeze. Whew. Oh man, Hex on a New Year's drop will be epic. It sure would. Sure would. Or version 3 at least. Used to live close to me. I'm in Cambridge, west of TO. Cambridge, west of TO. Expedition. What's TO? Tampa. I don't know. Toledo? Hello, excited? Oh, B-Flow showed up. Show is complete. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I am off. Oh, Toronto, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Rochester. So I could skip a stone across the lake at you. All right, everybody, thank you. And I'll be back tomorrow night. And remember, Thursday night, we got Buck from Famous coming out. We're going to talk about what's going on. I do have a live stream tomorrow with Ian, the founder of Load. It won't be our nighttime show. It'll be during the daytime. Just watch for when I post the live stream. How do you factor in the unknown of ETH gas fees at the time of Hex stakes into your staking strategy? We don't. But thanks to PulseChain launching, if I have to, I can use my Pulse Hex. When I sell my Pulse Hex, I could take some of those, bridge it over, and then end my eHex stakes. Thank you, everybody. How do you save on taxes being in Panama? I've still got a USA visa. I don't have a USA visa. I'm a US citizen. I'm not talking about taxes. Sorry. Good night, bright light. Hodl your PulseChain and PulseX till we hit 10K. Exactly. B-Flow. Sorry, guys. All right. Cheers.